I didn't even realize this until right now. I actually have a sea pier in Thailand right now. And a barracks. I had no idea that I had this. There's not any troops there, mind you, but yeah, I had no idea about this. One thing Thailand does have is they have garrisons, as we can see. So that'll be interesting to deal with.
I am back.
But as we can see, aside from garrisons, they really have little to no troops deployed. We would have to deal with their excess research centers when we do invade them, but I could invade them pretty easily if I just send some troops into France, if I just honestly land a bunch of troops down here. But I would want to try to snipe their capital. Yep, and he just declared war on one of my allies of South Africa. I don't know how many troops he sent.
South Africa.
But South Africa is ready. They have Commonwealth stuff, I believe. They have decent amounts of stuff. I certainly hope they win. Assisting them would be a little difficult.
Hey, why do I have units there?
Take some troops from...
wondering the same thing.
from Liberia, but I don't know. I did figure he was going to do this, although I imagined it happening more like yesterday rather than today. He unfortunately did secure a barracks, and looks like South Africa's sending everything at him all at once, and it's probably not going too well for them. South Africa, yeah, they've killed one and lost like 45 already. It's not as bad as him taking the Congo in terms of resources, but definitely not ideal. He's trying to get off this little island of his. He's trying to spread his wings. And that's not good. It will make him harder to deal with later, because now he'll permanently have a base down here. Albeit my navy destroys his, but yeah, he has successfully invaded South Africa, and basically they can no longer resist. They have no other allies except for me. And Mauritania has been released. Let's turn my agriculture production up to more like 75%. My money's doing a lot better right now. We can actually go ahead and reduce the price of agriculture back down to 5% for now. We caught another spy. Oh wait, no. One of our spies got caught in Thailand. Well, I know Thailand's weak, so I might as well just get a move on invading it already. I'm gonna send South Africa, or try to send them, maybe some units with which to fight Shibi off, rather than intervening myself. Yeah, really, really old World War II stuff, which they are immediately just going to deploy and send. I just didn't want to have it. It's something I can do. I don't need the military goods from scrapping, so I figured I might as well just get rid of this like that. They are unfortunately going to rush it to its death, which is not ideal, but as long as they're using it, I guess. It also gets me a little bit of money. Not a large amount of money, mind you, but a little bit of money. Oh, actually, they rushed it forward to a barracks and then started healing them. So they'll be able to put up a little bit more of a fight, but not much. Maybe enough just to give him a little bit of an issue. Yeah, they've gotten the infantry down there. They're doing some fighting. It looks like on this little isolated push that he has, they're actually doing some damage. Let's go ahead and attack Thailand now. There you go.
We need reinforcements.
And we will break out from all sides.
I was wondering when you were going to make your move on Thailand.
I was taking my time. Let's get the air support moving up there, why don't we? Or some amount of air support. I've already taken their capital. It's amazing. Planes are rushing up. They're just charging ancient units at us. They'll probably move their capital from this point, which wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, they've moved it to their actual historical capital. I didn't send a whole lot of units over here, but honestly, I shouldn't need a whole lot of units over here. Yeah, they put up little to no resistance. They have mostly garrisons, really nothing of value. They have a land and an air production over here, which is nice. So one thing I'm going to do for sure is I'm going to just place down 2 more land, and then I'll have what I need over there. How goes his South Africa war? The things I sent South Africa are definitely helping them. Oh, he's done another landing, though. Oh, boy. Well, I might have to take a look at that again after this is done. But I don't know when this will be done. Let's get a charge going, definitely, for the capital before that they can recover at all and get some more movements happening down south. This war is going to bring out some more reservists, which is going to help us during whatever next war gets declared. Let's get some big air power in here to support the push. And let's just beeline it down to their capital. Their new capital, that is. And we've already taken it. Lovely. Their support is dropping.
Go for the naval landing.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I had already a pier in the south, and I had a land connection up top through France, so there was no need. their original capital was near Laos. It wasn't even this one that I just took. This is the second capital. New capital is up north now. Let's get moving on that. Down south, we are pushing very, very successfully. We've secured their major industrial zone, and I do have some units heading north to secure their third capital now. Get whatever more air support we can get going up to Udon Thai. Tani? Oh man, I just fucked that up. But anyway, let's just get whatever we have that can go up there, going up there. And bam, another capital fallen. They are down to 37.3%. Nice. Are you gonna get a new capital? My AI actually sent some more reinforcements over by the looks of it, because I haven't sent anything over in a little bit. Now the new capital's all the way in the northwest. Alright, let's get some more stuff going up northwest then. I haven't sent a whole lot here. Get an air raid going in just to help us curb stomp past these. Yeah. Fucking falls in a second. And they've surrendered. Awesome. We're going to cancel the research centers that they were building currently, like actively. Cancel those. We'll deal with everything else later, but I do want to get this seep here gotten rid of. It's a strategic risk. Their only land production is right here, so we will just stuff 2 more land productions down there, and we'll make sure that this is connected to everything around it by road. We'll repair it all later. For now, we'll just
I must say, I'm really surprised of China. I didn't know China was that powerful in the beginning of the game.
Well, they have a lot of leftover World War II stuff donated from all sides. Their initial army is really strong. Their production at the start is not strong.
Yeah, but I didn't know you could increase it that fast.
Well, they have a giant nation, certainly a large economy to absorb any costs. Get rid of some of this old recon. We have a couple sitting around. Some Greyhounds sell to South Africa. His push has been going. Let's see what the current stats are. South Africa's killed 18, lost 228. Oh boy, definitely not good stats. That's for sure. New ships are unlocking. New submarines and other things that we can take a peek at. Very, very expensive ones. I see. So the really expensive ones are that expensive because they have a lot of missile capacity. But that's not going to be too important. We're not going to really launch a bunch of sub-based nukes or anything. So I'm okay with making the next one we get the cheaper one, the Sturgeon, which actually has better stats for actually fighting conventionally. And skipping the more expensive ones for now. And then we have 2 nuclear battleships here, the Virginia and the California class. The Virginia has way better ASW. The California class has some more damage and defense against other ships and from other ships. The Virginia is a lot cheaper to maintain. They both cost the same amount of uranium. I think I'm going to go with the Virginia just for its ASW capabilities. A little more versatile, if not being the best. Anyway, we got some more escort ships popping up. Some particularly good-looking ones, too. Probably gonna get the Spruance. It's overall more useful despite being more expensive. It's much better ASW, and that's what I need escorts for, especially.
Victoria reminds me of freaking Family Guy.
It does take a lot longer to make one of these than an Oliver H. Perry, though. And the Olivers can actually go further, despite having worse overall ASW and combat values. They're also only half the price. I'll get the Oliver Perry first, just for its being more affordable, since I have had more money problems at this point in the game. I don't want to pump out necessarily the best of the best in every instance. We actually have some Minutemen now. We're pumping out even more. He is approaching the capital of South Africa. Yeah, he's not going to be stopped during this war. South Africa hasn't used the troops I gave them too wisely, but at least we did slow them down by the looks of it. I only sent them really outdated stuff from around the start of the scenario. Anyway, we're already pumping out these IOF-2s. Ah, fuck it, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go for the Spruance. We could go for some of the better things. I'm already going for better land-based things. I might as well not nerf my navy or anything. I could get both of them, theoretically. I don't need to pick one or the other, necessarily. If we could do with building anything right now, it would be more timber by the looks of it. Surprisingly, you'd think we'd be done building timber with how much of it I built on the East Coast. Maybe I should build some not on the East Coast. Maybe diversify it. But at least the Canadians are defending this. The more of this I place and the more I move my units away from all the stuff that I have placed, the more Canadians actually enter my territory to start defending all of this timber for me. which is actually not so bad, and it also keeps a lot of these forests in supply. So I think, you know what, fuck it, let's just go ahead and place some more timber on the East Coast. Lure some more Canadians into defending my nation. Their finances are good after all. It's not so bad if they end up defending some stuff for me. And we got over 100 more timber building. That will certainly add on to the total. We have a lot more units in America proper right now than we've had prior. Yeah, we're up to like 400 at this point. And even some of this is now outdated with some of the old APCs and some more of this really, really outdated infantry as well. Surprising.
Res, whisper.
Yeah.
So, Narfi just talked to me right now. He is extremely highly convinced you're going to attack him very soon.
I'm sure he is, but he's technically wrong. You know why he's convinced? Because I called off my invasion of East Berlin. And I marched all the troops in Denmark just through West Germany, just to see if he'd notice, just as for a laugh. And he's been paranoid ever since. They're all sitting in Yugoslavia now, so he's sure that I'm going to attack him. But I'm not. I'm going to wait for you to be in war with him, and then I'm going to destroy the Warsaw Pact, and then we're going to see about further invading him from there.
Oh, I thought you were going to start the war.
Oh, I mean, I envisioned us both attacking at the same time, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
I need to attack the Warsaw Pact before I attack him, because they're kind of in my way. But I know he's going to run troops out to the Warsaw Pact regardless. Like, he's not just going to let me topple them. They have 1,000 troops all by themselves. He'll probably dedicate 2,000-3,000 troops to you. That'll leave him like 3,000 troops probably at this point to defend the Warsaw Pact. I imagine he'll be ready on both sides. Also, I'm not happy about South Africa.
I'm just doing it for the population.
You don't need population. We can fit a little bit more rubber into Thailand. There wasn't actually all the rubber that there could be there. Even though it's not profitable to sell any more of it, we might as well. At least having the plantations there gives us some stuff. Hey, look, Taiwan sends some stuff over to help us.
Sure I do. More population means more money, more taxes.
It also means more demands, more money spent on healthcare, yada yada.
Yeah, but I'm good in that department.
Well, I'm getting past the research wall. We're unlocking so much new stuff that we could make. Even unlocking the Huey Cobra. Oh, there goes South Africa, sad face. It's not good at ASW, that's why there's the Huey ASW. I don't know if we'll actually use it, but I'll definitely get it. Oh, they made a fighter out of the Blackbird. That's hilarious. And oh my god, it's so expensive. A high air target is virtually unbeatable in terms of this time period. They're very, very hard to kill. So I'm tempted to get the Blackbird as a fighter. Pricey or not, yeah, I'm going to prioritize that rather than the Tomcat. If we can get high air flying units like that, that would be wonderful. And there's an updated Aardvark by the looks of it. A Tiger 2, which we're not going to use. But I'll definitely get that updated Aardvark. It moves so fucking fast and its range is still amazing. We're going to skip over this Tiger 2. What is this, World War II? Tiger 2s? Fucking hell. Turkmenistan has surrendered. So the Soviets have annexed Turkmenistan. So it looks like he's still keeping up with annexing his colonies. Our economy is barely holding up with the way things are currently. I think rather than turning on social assistance, we may just want to start lowering taxation instead. The taxations that give less money. Like, let's go ahead and have the pension tax. We can get our money back as our people spend it on goods. They'll actually boost the economy anyhow. Oh my god, look at how much agriculture's on the market for an actual good price. Let's just buy a bunch of that to up the price of it right now. That's even with him importing. Oh, he's not importing as much anymore. If I can lower taxes, then as I get my demand for resources up, then that will actually help me.
Why, Rez, were you going to go for South Africa?
No, I had allied South Africa.
Oh, I did not know that. Oops. Okay. Or are you allied with anybody else in Africa?
The Gold Coast and Ethiopia.
Okay. I was gonna go for fucking Ethiopia because I got 25 mil, but
Oh boy. You don't need this population, you have a bill.
I want more.
You especially don't need it because your social spending is so low right now that you're bleeding population anyway. 25 mil or not, all of that is going to move out of your country within 2 years with your current social spending. Nobody has the population right now that you could take over to actually outdo for a long period of time the amount of emigration that you have. Oh yeah, another reason he might think that I would attack him is because I have 100% justification towards him.
And hey, I've been upping my social spending little by little. Okay.
I mean, you could keep it that way because when you're bleeding that much population, it has to go somewhere, and I'm getting a lot of it. I've been getting it this whole game. Wow, my budget is surprisingly good. I'm not currently really building anything, which is probably why it's so good, but yeah, dude, it's surprisingly good right now, my surplus deficit. If I start building anything, I'm sure it'll fall apart. I've gone ahead and set up garrisons for Thailand now. I could do with some fortifications, especially on this road. If whatever reason something goes wrong and he invades me and then I start getting pushed back, this road here is the key. This is what would stop him. Because it's such a narrow little strip that if you block all sides of it, really, you can really stop the opponent from getting through. So I'm going to fortify 3 towns in the region, give them each a gun emplacement, and give them each a air defense. Oh, I didn't mean to put that there. And then they should be able to defend themselves once I up their garrisons to match that total amount. Hey, we got manned space flight. We might be able to do satellites. No, not yet. We're still missing satellites. Actually, satellites is like one of the next things we can research if I just stop researching something else or if I finish something really soon. Oh yeah, we're going to finish something really soon and then we can go for the geosynchronous satellites and that would be wonderful. And allow me to save a lot of money on military in the long run. My population is getting happier and happier right now, which is good. Probably because prices overall have been lowered, and now I'm even lowering taxes. I don't want to get the social assistance spending going again, but it's just so expensive. It would give a boost to my GDP, but I don't think it's worth it right now. I think lowering taxes right now is actually probably more helpful. And to that effect, I'm actually going to lower unemployment down to half next. So all these last ones are lowered down to the middle of the bar, which is the more optimal point for making your population happy while also getting some money. Man, agriculture has gotten so cheap now that I've stopped importing so much of it, even with my lowered agriculture prices. I can actually reduce my production back down to roughly 2/3 and we'd be fine as long as we just keep buying it. I do have to watch the effect on my economy though, but as I'm lowering taxes, that shouldn't be a big problem. That plus the increased consumer demand for goods would actually balance itself out. As you can see, my demand for oil is still actually going up, so I could do with making some more oil, especially in preparation of my lowered taxes. My finances are getting way, way better. And my economy is low enough that I can manage to do some of the things that I'm doing. This is very, very good, the situation that we're in right now, and hopefully it keeps up. Even my demand for consumer goods is starting to go up, so I'm going to need some more factories here soon. I might as well start placing some now. We're going to need that long before we'd ever need more industry. We have so many indie goods factories that we've taken over. The world has so many indie goods factories at this point in the game. I'm going to place a few hubs of consumer goods. I'm going to place one over by St. Louis. I'm going to place one right next to Denver. And we can place one somewhere in the west too. Let's say right here at Reno, we'll place a bunch of consumer goods. 18 more consumer goods factories should boost production a good bit. Yeah, and that's always profitable for us to sell, so really making more and more of that is not a problem at all. That's only more profit for us at the end of the day, and more demand for these cheaper goods as well. Oh my god, look at the timber demand is still going up no matter how much I build. Well, shit, I guess I need to keep building more. We're gonna need to make so much timber at this rate. Oh, Narfi, I just noticed we're like half a year past our non-aggression expiry.
Oh, really? I haven't paid attention.
Yeah, me neither. I'll send the thing to cancel the crap we have. Right now, we're able to afford building quite a lot of stuff all at once, even with everything that we have going on, which is very, very nice. Our money situation has vastly improved since the start of today, and I've only been recording this for about, what, an hour and a half? Something like that. I'm just gonna keep plopping down more and more timber at this rate, though, because I can tell a lot of it's going to be necessary. The demand is skyrocketing, especially as I change my tax policies. It's going to keep going up. Timber is literally only used by the population as well. Our population is so large and it just has so much money that this is getting out of hand. It's good though. Our economy is starting to prop back up after taking so much. We definitely needed this period of recovery that we are currently experiencing. This was vital for us to eventually go through in order to keep ourselves running. And now what we need to do is build up our economy as soon as possible so that when the next PvP breaks out, we can self-sustain and maintain everything. That's why I'm also not attacking too much right now. The last thing I need is to take in more population. I need more resources developed is what I need. North Vietnam and Bulgaria formed an alliance. That's interesting. Well, I guess that makes them my enemy now, so I might as well just stop supporting them at the very least. I don't know if I should start straight out, like, opposing them, but I could. You never know. It might come in handy later. You might get 100% towards them.
North Vietnam and Bulgaria.
Yeah, with the current prices, we're able to buy a lot of cheap agriculture. I'm going to pull the gas off the brakes back down to 50% of demand. Production for agriculture. Now, one downside about all this time spent is it's helping the USSR get his finances and other things figured out as well. But if he keeps annexing colonies and doing what he's doing, eventually that will just spell problems for him. Just to get some more minor economic buffs, I'm going to get friendship treaties, but go a little further as well with some of these Middle Eastern countries. More friends right now is better. Friends right now are better than more enemies. 100%. We could do with some fortifications, I'm realizing, in Thailand on the actual border, because he has to come up these, like, 2 roads that connect at one point. This is just a very good location for fortifications, because it's so narrow. He has to go through, like, these same places, no matter what his strategy is. Unless he comes down from the north, mind you. But I'm more preparing for him than, say, Shibi. I'll throw some air defense in here as well, just in case he utilizes air. Who's free now? Sierra Leone. This is unfortunately going to be weakening
almost messed that sound.
My NATO allies, so that's not good. They still all seem to have some money. They do have some debt, but they do have money. Unfortunately, Switzerland hasn't allied with anybody else yet, which is a shame, but oh well. Let's take a look at the tech. Alright, he has beat me to missile improvements, but I'm still ahead of him in many other ways, including armor designs, which hopefully says something about the quality of units that I could be getting. We've started on geosynchronous satellites, but this is going to take like a year to get, but when it is done, oh boy, that's going to be nice. And we've found a new submarine we could research, the Los Angeles. Oh, it's just like the old sub we were getting, but with more missile capacity. So yeah, we're definitely going to get the Los Angeles, that's for sure. We have 6 Minutemen so far. That's not a lot. We're still producing other kinds of missiles as well, such as the Regulus, you know, some sub-launch things, of which we have so many sub-launched nukes at this point. I feel like we don't even need that at this point. We just need more Minutemen rather than anything. It's interesting that it's building the Regulus, because this is actually so short range, but it can be launched by ship and by sub, so I see why. Oh, we don't actually have that much. We only have 21. Okay, well, I'm going to exclude to stop him from making any more of those. We don't need a naval-launched nuke, especially not one with such short range. If we're going to build a sub-base one, we might as well make it the Trident II, which is capable of going a lot further, or getting more Minutemen or what have you. We don't need these 50 kiloton nukes anymore. I already got rid of the 10 kiloton nukes. We don't need the 100 kiloton nukes, certainly. So I'm just going to phase some old things out. We're not going to decon them. We're still going to have them. It's just that we're going to build newer things exclusively in the future. We got the Beach Class Escort, which is better than the gearing by the looks of it. That's kind of better. It's not necessarily better. I'll leave both of them in the service for right now. They fulfill slightly different purposes. I've raised the price of agriculture yet again, so we're at an interesting spot here. But we do have a current 78-day reserve and 154-day sustainability, so that's pretty good. Pretty nice. And we're building up our country's production so much. Look at the timber! Oh my god, it's still going up. Yeah, this population, plus all the population we're getting, our domestics are doing great. So I think we're growing faster than the both of them as well. The Soviets are barely maintaining their population, I'm realizing. Like, it's barely growing at all. China's is growing faster than ours, technically. It's also already larger than ours. Okay, Madagascar has an alliance with Canada and Luxembourg. I guess I'll stop opposing them and just start supporting them. I don't want to go against my allies with these colonies in any circumstances, because it's just not going to be worth it. There's not a lot in Africa right now to make it worth it, especially with the way the playthrough's going. My finances are doing so much better, even with everything I'm producing. It's amazing how much I'm capable of right now. And that's with 3 of my taxes lowered down too, so I'm very impressed. We also have a lot of our prices lowered as well, even with all of these other factors. That's awesome. I love it. Our electricity usage is going up, so we might want to Keep placing some hydro, you know, that big antagonist. I can't replace my coal as of right now, but that's fine. Coal is actually more expensive to make than oil, funny enough. But we have plenty of coal mines already placed. We can just leave the coal down, start making more hydro in order to get some sustainability. I think I've made like every single little patch outside of these bigger locations. Nope, there's still a little bit more over here. I'm going to place the timber over here before anything because hydro is not as important as timber, honestly, for me right now. So place the timber there, and then we'll place some more hydro and get that building in these patches. Land unit check.
Almost 3,000.
Nice. That 3,000 part is where you're probably ready for an offensive, honestly.
Yeah, but my economy ain't doing too good. I wouldn't be able to sustain a war.
What happened to your economy? What's changing?
It's not the fact that anything's changing, just I'm spending too much, so I'm really trying to cut down on that. I went from 11 bill down to 2.
I've been building up my economy. I ran into almost the same problem Narfi had, almost. But I've already pretty much mostly repaired it, and now with all this population I got from that last war in like Korea and India, I've had them settling into my population, and so, especially with all my domestic growth, my demand for things has been skyrocketing. So I've just been building things up because my finances can support it now, and my economy is making a big rebound. That's why I haven't been invading either. I've just been working exclusively on economy and also upgrading my units because I got some way better units. My world market opinion's pleased, so I could definitely afford to start a war sometime soon over something or other. And treaty integrity's fine. Not a big war, mind you. Maybe something small like the Dominican Republic in order to get their one land, one naval. Another naval production would never hurt. Attacking Honduras would be weird because they're allied with Canada right now. That's very inconvenient. And Canada might break their alliance with me over it. Only I could get an unprovoked war against them. Mexico has 2 land, 2 naval, so that would be a good catch. A little bit of a pop boost, a big-ass land buffer. Would take a decent amount of military to probably bum rush it, though. And there's certainly more resources in Mexico as well. That's a much bigger war than, say, taking over the Dominican Republic for what I would get from taking over the Dominican Republic. I've pretty much got the price of agriculture stuck right now at 80. Yeah, we keep buying it, but the price is still going up and up and up. We've definitely found one of these points where it's hard to get any more out of what we're dealing with. And another colony has been freed. Kuwait. Oh, interesting. Interesting. They're already in debt. I'm not really going to be taking over a lot of these colonies, frankly. I have my targets. Most of my targets are not colonies. And I have my PvP desires as well. With all this upgrading, amazingly, this whole time we've only made 54 Conqueror 2 heavies. We haven't actually pumped out any more than that. We've pumped out plenty of the new artillery for defensive purposes, plenty of the newer anti-air for defensive purposes, and the main focus of my AI seems to be to pump out more IOF-2s, which I'm fine with because the IOF-2s are fucking amazing. They're going to stay amazing for a while, I believe. Oh, my world market opinion's up to delighted again. That's amazing. Oh my god, look at my fucking electricity demand going up. Yeah, it's skyrocketing now. Oh boy. We're definitely going to have to make more hydro. I'm still happy I got rid of the petrol because now I don't have to use that. But we're going to need more hydro, and we're actually starting to burn through our hydro spots in our mainland. We're going to have to start looking at other places that we've taken over for hydro at this point. But I'm going to go ahead and place a bunch more hydro right now. Maybe prioritizing hydro over timber in some cases might be smarter. I'm not sure. The thing is, hydro can take up an entire hex, whereas other resources like timber cannot naturally do that. So I don't want to make so much hydro at the expense of things like timber. Yeah, look at the demand for this. Most of my electricity demand is coming from my population right now. It's going up and up and up. Every time I build new hydro, the initial cost to build the amount that I make just puts my money down, and then just makes everyone start sending me money. Haven't gotten any from Brazil yet, though. Oh, look at that. We're actually... our demand is, for a day, went up so high that the price, we put the price up 5%. And then we actually had to import it. Interesting. So, oh, you know, more hydro, more hydro, more hydro. Oil's fine for now. Timber, we've produced the majority of the timber we're going to produce. We could definitely do with more. Oh, there's some money from Brazil. They're sending me 22 fucking billion. I knew this would come in handy. They're so rich that when they send me money, the amount is in the tens of billions. That could allow me to build so much stuff regardless of money. I have been draining a lot of my allies dry, I think. The UK and Canada's finances aren't looking as good, and a lot of my allies that are in debt send me money as well. But Brazil, oh, that was such a good decision. There's nobody else to really get that has just that much money, though, so I'm already burning through the money they sent me. But I don't care if they send me all the rest they got, because I can use it. All that money will be poured into my economy. My inflation's getting up over 3% again. This is a real nice, healthy recovery. I am going to go ahead and get rid of some coal plants and other things that are sitting on hydro spots because, yeah, just looking at it, I feel like the hydro spots are actually far more limited in the long run anyway. Indie goods plants can be scrapped too because we have way too many indie goods plants. It's just probably more helpful in the long run to do this. Denmark and Madagascar made an alliance, yeah. I have over 1,000 fucking timber plants, which is retarded. So naturally, it's time to make more. We don't actually need more yet, but the time will come where we do need more. So preemptively, I'm placing more now while we have access to so much money to be making these things. And I'm placing them on the west coast to diversify where my timber's located in case of an invasion. The price of oil's gotten so low. Did he start making more? A little bit more, but my increased production has certainly done something to the price. It's definitely not profitable to sell it or anything right now. I think the amount of U2 recons we're going to have is enough, so I'm going to exclude that so we stop making new ones. We have like 7. That's not a lot, but we don't need a lot of recon planes of that nature for recon, a lot of patrol planes. I think that's enough to serve their purpose, especially because we are going to get the Blackbird at some point as well, which I believe is even better. The German borders are closing due to events. I'm not going to support or oppose this because I don't really know what good that would do me if I did it. Italy and Nigeria made an alliance. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get what treaties we can with Nigeria then. I'm waiting for my own allies to ally things at this point before I ally them. This is a little extra reason for others to not bother them. Looks like they are, maybe, these colonies being sold some old units, because they do have units. It's only defensive. It's really nothing impressive or important. It looks like they are being sold some units.